welcome to a truly historic event here on Sydney Harbour. 2008 marks the 70th anniversary of the JJ Giltinan Trophy. JJ Giltinan is best known as the father of rugby league, but what is less well known is that he was also a prime mover in creating one of the most spectacular boats in the world, the flying 18-foot skiffs. When the powers that be at Sydney Flying Squadron decided in 1937 that JJ Giltinan's desire to modernise the class could not be accommodated, he broke away and formed his own club at Double Bay. This became the Australian 18-footers League, and it's the home of the JJ Giltinan World Championship Trophy. The modern-day godfather of the 18-foot skiff class is Sydney businessman John Winning.
Oh, it's pretty exhilarating. It's not just the speed. As long as there's no one in your way, you've got a fair amount of control. You get one ferry one day that'll give you a go, and another day they'll go out of their way to make it hard for you.
Oh, Yankee just run into the ferry. Real bad.
At present, we've got a lot of professional sailing in the class, which is good, because they're the best sailors in the world. What we want them to do is we want them sailing in the class. We want professionals, but we don't want them being paid to sail 18-footers. We think it's a credit to us that we've got guys that get paid to sail everything else they ever sail on, and yet they'll turn up and sail 18-footers for the pleasure of it.
We'll go to the first heat of the championship in just a few minutes, but before we do, we're going to profile some of the lead competitors.
As a youngster watching 18-foot skiff sailors, they were really the pinnacle. They were my heroes, and to get the opportunity when I was 30 to actually go and sail a boat, I didn't really believe that I'd have half a chance. For me, the Giltinan is one of the prestige regattas of the world. It's really a World Series regatta. It was never sanctioned as a World Championship because it predates World Championships in sailing. So, as an exercise of looking at the history of the event, if you look at the name boards of who has actually won this event, it's just a great thing to be involved in.
And next we'll hear from Simon Nern, who's skippering DeLonghi. This is his first time skippering an 18-foot skiff in a World Championship.
I suppose the 18 was always the ultimate sailing vessel. You think, you see them charging around on TV and stuff, but actually thinking, how am I going to wrestle this boat around myself was yeah, very exciting. When you're up and leaping and going quick, it's kind of exhilarating, and I don't actually feel that scared about it. It's just exciting. I think afterwards you look back and it's a bit scary, but I had a moment here a while ago where we were sailing on quite happily in the race, thinking we're doing okay. I heard the loudest foghorn you've ever heard and looked under the main and saw the biggest tanker I've ever seen. And everyone on the boat went quiet, concentrated very hard on their jobs, and we just got round the front of it. Could see the bow of the boat above our mast, so that's how close we were to just getting wiped out by a big ship coming out the harbour.
Absolute hot favourites for this championship are the youngsters on board. They've got to love it 7. Sevi Jarvan's the skipper, and they're looking good.
There's a lot of experience in the fleet. I think in the world, it's most of it's to do with consistency, and it's whoever the best boat is in that regatta. And at the moment, we've been one of the top boats, but we've put a lot of effort in now. Everyone else is starting to put a lot of effort in. So by the Worlds, I think there'll be one of 6 boats that have got any chance of winning.
Current and 2 times world champion Michael Coxon, skippering Fiat, is looking to add a 3rd world championship to his title this year.
Oh, we want to beat everyone. We want to win. So it's. I don't think I wouldn't be that happy to say I want anyone to beat me, but. I want to beat everyone. There's no one in particular. Obviously, if Channel 7 are at the top of their game, they're the ones you want to beat, because if you beat them, you're going to be doing pretty well. So.
Pretty soft conditions at the start of race 1, Jack, and of course a great deal of good fortune for Gotta Love It 7 right at the beginning of this regatta.
Yeah, they were very lucky that there were 2 false starts at the beginning of this race, because they actually got into a little bit of a bingle with Smeg earlier on, and we're just about to come into that footage here. Channel 7 capsized, tangled up with Smeg, but they were lucky that was a false start and they got the boat up and going. Let's go to the live coverage to hear what happened on the water.
Good, DeLonghi looking good. They go for it, they're away. No, there's someone over, and I reckon that's got to be Pure Blonde. 7 up the top end up here, going like a rocket, and I reckon she's in the place to be. She's right where she wants to be. I reckon that's a great start by them. Asco in the middle. Fiat also did very well at the start of this race, Jack, but these guys at Pure Blonde, they were going great early, but they were disqualified. They hit the start line too soon.
Yeah, it was a shame for them. It would have been a fantastic first race. They're young guys and they would have been really stoked with that race, but unfortunately they were over the line.
At the top mark first time, it was indeed, gotta love it, 7, Sevi Jarvan and the boys who rounded first. Pure Blonde was right up there, and at this stage they didn't know that they had already lost this race. This is how I saw some of the racing on the day. Asko and Omega Schmeg, and these three going hammer and tongs, and at the moment it looks like Asko has got a little bit more pace than Schmeg, and she's just gradually rolling over the top of him, and that's going to cause Schmeg a tremendous amount of grief if they can't hold their position right there, because they'll get the wind taken out of their sail and they'll fall flat on their bum. There we are, we saw Omega Schmeg cop the dirty air off of Asko. Asko passes them. So Macquarie here managed to carry that gust well beyond where 7 carried it. Now they've fallen in a bit of a hole, but they've got themselves into position now where they're dictating the play, because 7 cannot jibe here unless Macquarie allows them to. So Macquarie is in the favoured position. Now they've fallen out of the breeze.
And it was very close between the two boats here, but as Channel 7 got that gust, they managed to pull away from Macquarie slightly coming into the bottom mark.
At the bottom mark they were first and second, and then a bunch really gathered at that bottom end of the course. The breeze also dropped out here, Jack. We see Pure Blonde, she's disqualified, but she's still in it. And of course the skiff that was to come through and grab second position, Omega Schmeg, was tangled up in the bunch at this stage. Fiat nowhere near where she needed to be.
And through the middle of the race, we see the New Zealanders come roaring through the fleet. This is where they really make their ground. They came through to third at the end of the race.
Asko and Club Marine were also going very nicely indeed, and going down towards the bottom end of the course for the second time. They were still very much in contention and looking to try and pick up the New Zealanders and the rest and grab a position in this race, but in the end it was gotta love at 7. Sevi Jarvan and the boys, a clear victory in race 1. Omega Schmeg, a fantastic performance by Trevor Barnabas to get through the fleet. He was well back early in this race. He came through to finish second, and that was a great performance by that team. Jackie, a sensational race for third and fourth here between Asko and CT Sailbattens. Nothing in it. Exciting times for these guys, eh?
Definitely came right down to the line here. You can see CT Sailbattens just sneaking across in front, and a similar positioning for 5th and 6th.